From chrome-covered highway kings to rugged workhorses that conquered the toughest roads in America, these legendary semi-trucks didn't just haul freight, they built an entire trucking culture. In this video, we're counting down the 10 most iconic American semi-trucks ever created, machines that earned their place in history through unmatched power, unforgettable design, and million-mile durability. From the timeless Mack B-61 to the legendary Peterbilt 379, get ready to discover the rigs that ruled the highways, inspired generations of drivers, and became true symbols of American trucking greatness. Starting our list with a true heavyweight from the golden era of trucking, the Ford LTL 9000. First introduced in the late 1970s and dominating through the 80s and 90s, this truck wasn't just built for hauling freight, it was built like a rolling fortress. With its long, squared-off hood, massive chrome grille, and strong road presence, the LTL 9000 instantly commanded respect wherever it appeared. It had that classic big rig character that owner-operators loved, especially those who needed something reliable enough to handle the toughest long-haul jobs without compromise. Under the hood, Ford made sure this machine had serious muscle, designed to fit some of the biggest engines of its time like the Cummins NTC series and Caterpillar 3406. This wasn't about luxury or modern electronics, it was all about raw torque and pulling power, the kind that could move heavy freight up steep grades without hesitation. Everything from its reinforced frame to its heavy-duty drivetrain was engineered for long life and extreme durability. Even though Ford is more known for its pickups, the LTL 9000 proved it could stand toe-to-toe with industry giants like Kenworth and Peterbilt. It built a strong reputation among drivers who valued toughness, reliability, and old-school mechanical strength over everything else. Whether it was grinding through mountains, highways, or rough work routes, this truck earned its place as a true million-mile workhorse. Sliding into the number 9 spot, we land on a true icon of 1970s trucking culture, the legendary White Road Boss. Just looking at this truck feels like stepping back into the golden age of CB radios, convoy culture, and open road freedom. With its smooth sloping hood and classic old-school cab design, the Road Boss wasn't just a truck, it was a statement. Drivers often turned it into a rolling masterpiece, covered in chrome, lights, and custom touches that made every build unique, reflecting the bold and rebellious spirit of that era. Under the surface, the White Road Boss was all about simple, reliable engineering. It was typically powered by tough Cummins diesel engines, built for strength and long life rather than complexity. There were no fancy electronics or modern systems, just pure mechanical durability that drivers could trust in any condition. That simplicity is exactly what made it so respected in the trucking world. Many owner-operators pushed these trucks far beyond 1,000,000 miles with regular maintenance, proving just how dependable they really were. Built with a heavy-duty frame, it handled massive workloads with ease, often pulling around 80,000-pound loads across long distances without giving up. Beyond its performance, the Road Boss became a symbol of the 1970s trucking boom and the rise of highway culture across America. Even though White Motor Company eventually disappeared, the Road Boss still lives on as a true classic, remembered as a proud and fearless machine from a legendary era. Buckle up, because at number 8, we're looking at a truck that feels like it belongs in a sci-fi movie, the Ford CLT 9000. Built during a time when strict highway length rules made cab-over designs the standard, Ford pushed the concept into something far more advanced and futuristic. Stepping into this tall, commanding cab was an experience of its own, with a massive panoramic windshield and a sharp aerodynamic front end that gave it a bold, modern look compared to anything else on the road at the time. But what truly made the CLT 9000 stand out wasn't just its design, it was how it changed the driving experience. Ford introduced an innovative air ride cab suspension system that allowed the entire cab to float on pressurized air springs. In an era when cab-overs were known for rough, tiring rides, this system made a huge difference, turning long-haul driving into something far smoother and more controlled. Under the hood, it carried serious diesel power like the Detroit Diesel Silver 92, built to handle heavy freight while still delivering dependable long-distance performance. The CLT 9000 represents one of the highest points of the classic cab-over era, blending futuristic styling with real engineering innovation. It stood strong in competition with other major players of its time, and still holds a special place among collectors today as a rare and respected piece of trucking history. And as advanced as this Ford was, the next truck on the list takes us in a completely different direction, into raw off-road power and extreme-duty strength. At number 7, we leave the smooth interstate behind and dive straight into extreme terrain with the Western Star 4900, a true king of severe-duty trucking. This isn't a highway cruiser. It's a mechanical gladiator built for the harshest environments on Earth, from deep logging forests to muddy off-road job sites where most trucks wouldn't survive a single day. With its bold squared-off front, exposed dual air cleaners, and aggressive stance, the 4900 looks like it was built purely for battle against nature itself. What makes it legendary is its toughness at every level. The frame is heavily reinforced and engineered to resist twisting forces that would destroy ordinary trucks, making it one of the most durable platforms in heavy-duty trucking. Under the hood, it often carries massive power plants like the Detroit Diesel DD16, producing well over 600 horsepower and the kind of torque that feels unstoppable under load. Whether it's hauling huge timber loads, crawling through mud, or pulling extreme weights across rough terrain, this truck does it without hesitation. The Western Star 4900 earned its reputation in the real world, not on highways but in industries where failure simply isn't an option. Drivers who operate it rely on pure strength and reliability over comfort or efficiency. It represents raw, uncompromising American heavy-duty muscle, built to conquer environments where roads barely exist. And as extreme as this machine is, the next truck on the list brings that same power into a far more versatile and road-friendly design. Rolling in at number 6, we have one of the most versatile heavy-duty trucks ever built, the legendary Kenworth T800. This machine didn't just follow the rules of vocational trucking, it completely reshaped them. With its signature sloped hood and set-back front axle, the T800 has a forward-leaning stance that almost looks like it's ready to charge ahead at any moment. That design isn't just for style, it gives incredible visibility and an impressively tight turning radius, making it one of the most practical large trucks ever put to work. But don't let that streamlined look fool you. The T800 is built like a true heavy-duty brawler underneath. Kenworth engineered it to handle some of the biggest engines in the industry, giving it the strength to take on extreme jobs without hesitation. From hauling massive lowboy loads carrying heavy construction equipment to running long highway routes at speed, it adapts effortlessly to whatever task it's given. It's that rare combination of raw pulling power and controlled road manners that sets it apart. What made the T800 truly iconic is its real-world versatility. It became a favorite among fleets and owner-operators because it could do almost everything: construction work, heavy haul, regional freight, and long-distance trucking, all in one platform. Even today, thousands of T800s are still working daily across North America, proving just how durable and trusted this design really is. It stands perfectly between classic long hood styling and modern efficiency, making it one of the most balanced trucks ever created. And now, as we move up the list, things shift from pure workhorse capability to full-on highway luxury at number 5. At number 5, we step into pure highway presence with the Freightliner Classic XL, the ultimate owner-operator land yacht. This truck doesn't care about aerodynamic trends or modern styling rules. It was built to dominate the road with pure size and attitude. With its tall, flat front grille, endless chrome details, and twin vertical exhaust stacks, the Classic XL has a look that instantly commands attention. When it appears in the mirror, it doesn't just follow traffic, it defines it. Inside, it was designed like a rolling home. Freightliner gave it some of the largest sleeper cabins of its era, turning long-haul life into something far more comfortable and livable. For drivers spending days or weeks on the road, it felt less like a truck cab and more like a private apartment on wheels. That comfort made it especially popular among owner-operators who treated their rig as both a workplace and a lifestyle. Under the hood, it often carried the legendary Detroit Diesel Series 60 engine, known for its reliability and smooth long-distance performance. This setup allowed the Classic XL to cruise effortlessly at highway speeds while hauling heavy loads with ease, often crossing the million-mile mark with proper care. Beyond performance, it became a cultural icon in the custom trucking world. Chrome builds, custom paint, extra lighting, and bold styling turned each truck into a personal statement. It stood as a symbol of 1990s trucking pride, bold, loud, and unapologetically oversized. At number 4, we go back to the roots of American trucking with the legendary Mack B-61, the true grandfather of heavy-duty road grit. First introduced in 1953, this isn't just a truck, it's a rolling symbol of early industrial power in the United States. With its rounded bulldog-style nose, exposed fenders, and that iconic Mack Bulldog sitting proudly on the hood, the B-61 has a presence that instantly connects you to a time when trucking was built on pure effort and toughness. It's the kind of machine that helped move steel, construction materials, and everything that shaped modern cities. Underneath that classic body, the B-61 was all about raw mechanical strength. It often came with Mack's famous Thermodyne diesel engines, paired with complex twin-stick or multi-speed manual transmissions that demanded real skill from the driver. There was nothing easy about operating it. No power steering, no air conditioning, and no comfort-focused design. With a top speed of around 55 miles per hour, every mile was slow, loud, and physically demanding. But that's exactly what made it respected. These trucks were built so tough that many of them outlasted expectations by decades, continuing to work in extreme conditions long after others had failed. The Mack B-61 represents a golden era of engineering where durability mattered more than comfort or speed. Even today, seeing a restored one feels like stepping into history, earning deep respect from every truck enthusiast. It stands as proof of how strong American manufacturing once was, and how it built machines that were almost impossible to kill. Roaring into the number 3 spot, we arrive at the ultimate modern classic, the Peterbilt 389, a perfect blend of old-school trucking attitude and modern engineering. When Peterbilt introduced this model, it had a lot to live up to, carrying the legacy of some of the most iconic trucks ever built, and it delivered exactly that. With its massive 131-inch hood, bold polished aluminum grille, and timeless long-nose design, the 389 carries that unmistakable big rig presence that still turns heads at every truck stop across America. It looks classic, but every line and detail is refined for today's highways. Under the hood, the 389 is all modern muscle. Powered by engines like the Cummins ISX-15, it delivers serious horsepower and torque while meeting modern efficiency and emission standards. On the road, it feels strong, stable, and built for long-distance hauling, effortlessly handling heavy loads at highway speeds. What makes it special is the balance. It gives you raw diesel power and character without losing modern control and refinement. Inside, it's a completely different world compared to older rigs. Air ride suspension smooths out the ride. Cabins are quiet and comfortable, and advanced digital systems keep everything running smoothly. It's built for drivers who want comfort without giving up that classic trucking feel. That's exactly why it dominates the modern custom truck scene, often seen in show builds covered in chrome, paint, and personalized detailing. It represents the dream truck for many drivers today. And now, as we move closer to the top, things get even bigger. Because the truck at number 2 isn't just famous in trucking, it's a true Hollywood legend. Taking the silver medal at number 2, we're looking at absolute trucking royalty. The legendary Kenworth W900. Since its introduction in the early 1960s, this truck has defined what a classic American semi should look like, becoming the gold standard of traditional long hood design. Especially in its W900L form with a full-size studio sleeper, it has a presence that instantly earns respect on the highway. It's the kind of truck that doesn't need introduction, just seeing it in the mirror is enough. Beyond its looks, the W900 is a true workhorse. Built to be fully customizable, it can be configured for almost any job, from standard freight hauling to extreme heavy-duty loads, reaching well over 100,000 pounds. Under the hood, it often runs powerful big-bore engines like Caterpillar setups, delivering deep torque and that unmistakable diesel sound that made it a legend among truck enthusiasts. On the road, it feels solid, stable, and built for long-distance endurance. easily reaching million-mile lifespans with proper care and rebuilds. What makes it truly iconic is its cultural impact. It became a Hollywood star in films like Smokey and the Bandit, inspiring generations to dream about life on the open road. It also sits at the heart of one of trucking's biggest rivalries, Kenworth versus Peterbilt, a debate that still continues today among drivers and fans. The W900 represents pure, unapologetic old-school trucking pride, a design that refuses to fade away even decades later. But as legendary as it is, there's still one truck above it all, the ultimate icon that sits at number 1. At number 1, we reach the undisputed king of the American highway, the legendary Peterbilt 379. This isn't just a truck, it's an icon that defines the very image of a classic semi. Built from 1987 to 2007, the 379 ruled the roads for 2 decades and became the gold standard for long hood trucking. With its perfectly balanced proportions, riveted cab, and aggressive stance, it represents everything people imagine when they think of a real big rig. It wasn't just designed to work, it was designed to be remembered. Under the hood, the 379 earned its reputation with some of the most legendary engines in trucking history, including Caterpillar 3, 406, and powerful Cummins setups. These engines delivered massive torque, smooth highway performance, and that deep diesel sound that became part of trucking culture itself. It wasn't just about power, it was about endurance. Many of these trucks easily crossed the million-mile mark, and thanks to their simple, rebuild-friendly design, they could be kept alive for generations. What truly made the 379 special was how personal it became for drivers. It was the ultimate blank canvas. Chrome builds, custom paint, stretched frames, and unique interiors turned each truck into something one of a kind. It became more than a machine. It became identity, pride, and lifestyle. Its cultural impact is unmatched, often seen as the dream truck of the open road and one of the most recognizable rigs ever built. Even today, a well-kept 379 can demand prices that rival luxury supercars. From workhorse to Hollywood-level legend, the Peterbilt 379 sits at the very top of trucking history. It represents power, style, and pure mechanical soul in one machine. And with that, we've reached the end of the journey, from early industrial giants to the most iconic highway king ever built. And that's the end of our journey through the most legendary American semi-trucks ever built. From rugged workhorses that shaped industries to highway kings that defined generations of trucking culture, each of these machines left a mark that time can't erase. If you enjoyed this ride, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more trucking history and iconic machines. We'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe on the road.